Hi everybody, I'm Alex from Gardenworks, and this summer has been a pretty great season for vegetables. We've been growing a veggie garden here in our Vegepod container, and it has made it fantastic. The self-watering makes it really nice and easy to have a great productive season. Now what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be swapping out this summer vegetable garden for a fall vegetable garden. First thing we're going to do is we're going to rip out all the plants that have been spent, then we're going to prepare the soil, and last we're going to get those veggies planted up. Okay, so to start things off, we have to decide what we want to keep in the planter, what we want to transplant into another container, and what we want to get rid of altogether. Here in this garden, I'm going to be keeping my tomatoes as well as my Swiss chard. These are ones that can be productive all the way into the fall time, so I'm going to leave them right where they are. For some things that we're going to transplant into the other containers, I'm thinking these strawberries, because they'll stay productive for us, and then also these cabbage. They could go into another container and be perfectly happy. Everything else, I'm pretty much just going to get rid of altogether. It's going to get pulled right out and go right into our green waste here. That's going to give us lots of room to get our fall veggies planted and give them lots of space to grow happy and healthy. Okay, so now that we've removed everything that we're getting rid of, we're going to start taking out the plants that we're going to be transplanting. Now here you want to be careful that you're not affecting these root systems too much. So be very gentle when you're pulling these guys out. So now that we have our Vegepod cleared out, it's time to start amending the soil. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be adding a layer of compost and incorporating it into the first 3 inches of soil. We're also going to be adding some slow-release vegetable fertilizer as well as a little bit of dolomite lime. These amendments will be a great source of organic matter and will make sure that we replenish any nutrients that have been depleted over the season. So now that we've got the soil in our Vegepod prepped and all ready to go, it's time to start planting. We're going to be planting in a couple different ways today. We're going to do some transplants. So these are plants that already have been started and just need to be transplanted over. Here I've picked a few kales, I've got some Swiss chard, I've got some mustards, and I've got some lettuce. But some other great ones would be Brussels sprout, some cabbage, some really great fantastic fall veggies out there. The other thing that we're going to be doing is sowing a few seeds. Now, I really like to sow all my root vegetables from seed. This will include carrots, this will include beets, this will include radishes. So to make sure that we're not blocking sun for anything, I'm going to start by putting some of the larger plants in the back of the planter. That's going to be my kales, that's going to be my Swiss chard. And up in the front here, I'm going to put some of the lower growers, like the spinach, like the lettuce, as well as the mustard. So I've decided to grow all the root vegetables from seed. I find this is a much better strategy, as sometimes when you're transplanting a root vegetable, you can damage the main root and then you're not going to get any production out of it. So starting from seed and direct sowing is usually much better for your root vegetables. For our leafy greens, we're going to take advantage of a strategy called succession planting. We've planted some leafy greens as transplants, and they'll be the first ones to emerge. What we'll be doing after that is we'll be planting our seeds, because they will slowly emerge right after them. That way you can have a continuous harvest going all the way forward into the fall. And with that, our fall veggie garden is all ready to go. The last most important step is to make sure that we give it a good drink of water. Now these Vegepods, they have a self-watering reservoir down in the bottom of the container. So you want to make sure that you give it a good soak so you can fill up that reservoir. That way, as the soil starts to dry out on top, it'll draw the water up from the bottom and it'll save you a lot of time on watering. Hopefully this gives you a little bit of inspiration and encouragement to get going on your own fall veggie garden. It's a great and rewarding experience even if you've never done it before in your life. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel.